It still says it's broadcasting and has been for 22 hours and 36 minutes. Right. Delete. Oh, here we go. Hello. That's better. So, good evening everybody, my name is Osa, and tonight we are playing Farm Sim 19, and we are sowing wheat on Ungetsheim, field 39. So for some reason, yesterday's stream didn't end properly, and the stream file is now 22 hours long. So I've just deleted it, but fortunately I created a highlight from it before I did, so I could push it to YouTube this morning. And the last game I played was Farm Sim 17, so I'm pushing all the wrong buttons right now. Okay, not sure how stable this stream is going to be. We already lost power once tonight, and we have about a foot of snow outside, so it's all good fun. Allegedly. But while we have power, we are going to seed this field with wheat. We'll then get the plough out. I think I've got a plough. We'll plough our other field, I think 37. Oh, this is a little bit bouncy. There we go. And there we go. Not good. Oh, the reason it's not sowing is because I didn't lower it. Well, that'll make a difference. So let's go back down the other way. Do the bits that got missed. And I think we'll run across the bottom for a second headland down there. We'll do the field predominantly northwest. Sorry, north-south. What am I talking about? I'm crazy. Okay, let's go. So I'm kind of liking the textures on this map. They are different, they take a little bit of getting used to. I wonder what potato textures look like. I'm gonna have to check on what was the old crop on 37, so that we can try and get some form of bonus to whatever we plant there. Left. but for the most part, the crop rotation seems to be fairly limited to wheat, barley and oats, or canola. If you flick between the two, you'll get a bonus every time you plant something. Just enough room to turn. Maybe I should have done another headland, but won't worry about that quite yet. So yeah, I had to go into the office this morning for a meeting, which made for an interesting morning. Although fortunately there was only an inch of snow on the ground when I left here. We've got close to a foot now, so not planning on anything tomorrow outside of the house. I love cold weather because it's a great excuse to stay indoors in the warm. In fact, I really just like cold weather. I don't do hot weather very well. Looks like this time I didn't make a good width on the turn at the top here. We're definitely doing okay for now. Oops. And when we progress the game tomorrow, we should find out how good of planting we ended up. We'll find out what germinates and what doesn't. A couple of little patches there that I missed too. So I'm kind of low of money. So what we might do today is get this field planted. And go out and do a contract. Or two. We'll probably borrow the contracting equipment. May try and pick a field that we haven't done yet. Possibly something up north somewhere. Then we'll think about ploughing and planting 37 tomorrow. I'd like to do it with I'd like to do it with what? Soybeans if possible, I think. It depends what the last crop was. This is obviously with the limited equipment we have here. I can't really get a larger seeder. I'm not sure there's any planters this year, which would give us a chance to maybe do some sunflowers or something like that. We are kind of in the south, or more south than I normally play, so we can get away with planting sunflowers. Don't think cotton or sugar cane is an option, and I don't want to get sugar beets right now because this tractor's not big enough to support it. Don't know that that line was particularly straight, or parallel should I say. It was fairly straight. It wasn't parallel with what we've done so far. Yeah, this is going to taper quite severely. Just before I started the stream, I found the canola field that we planted last time has benefited from a bonus layer of fertilization because of the crop that was previously on the field. And hopefully this field should get a similar bonus. And I'm not sure why, but both these fields already have a layer of fertilization before we planted. I don't recall doing anything that warrants it, so it's possibly something the field already had. We could do corn, I guess. I'm thinking it's probably more beneficial to do cereals the first time out and not make the harvest too costly in required equipment. Captain Zenk, good evening, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Is it Zenk? This is actually episode 5, so Ungetsheim has been available for quite a number of weeks. I decided to pull this one since it is kind of a big map, but it has a lot of small fields. I'm playing starting from scratch, so we only start with a $500,000 or euro float. So we are running on some very small equipment, and we've managed to purchase 3 fields and a yard. And some chickens. That's why we're planting wheat here, so that we're going to have something to feed the chickens come fall. But we've been doing the usual seasons startup, which is you got to plough everything and or lime everything and or cultivate everything. I think we've been lucky. The 3 fields I started, I was able to purchase next to the yard. Didn't require lime, which means I didn't have to buy or lease a spreader. Or purchase lime to fill it with, which saves on costs. This first game I've played on starting from scratch, so a lot of the time on FS19 so far I've played new farmer, sell all the equipment, buy the equipment I want, because that gives me the yard as the map maker designed it. This map doesn't have any lack of buildings. You start in any mode on this map, and every yard is already populated with buildings and the like, so there was no particular worries as far as equipment, or at least starting location. And there's actually 2 or 3 areas near the starting yard I bought which have sheds that can be used to park tractors. I just have to buy the yards, technically. But obviously, with not a lot of operating capital, we're going to stick with limited equipment, at least for the first year, and we can get the crops in. Once the crops are in, it'll give us a little bit more freedom in purchasing new stuff. I also started a Let's Play on Fantasy General 2 last week, which I'm pushing the videos per mission to YouTube. There are now 5 videos over there on my YouTube channel. Link is in the information below if you're using a browser to watch this stream. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then you've already found the channel. Now initially I started the first session with 4 missions completed, because the starting missions are really short, and that gave me 4 days worth of videos. Unfortunately, from mission 5 onwards, they get to about 1 hour playtime per mission, and so I'm probably not going to keep up a 1 video per day what is it? Schedule, if you like. Good a word as any. There is another word I'd prefer to use, but I can't think what it is. So while when I started I looked at it and thought, maybe I can do this one a day, or at least release one a day. Even if I stream a couple of hours, I can get a few in the can. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that's going to work out because of the length of the missions, and they only get longer as you go along, because your troops get more experienced, so the missions get harder and harder with more and more opponents. I may also look at doing some let's plays on some similar style games. I've got things like XCOM 2 and Battletech, although I may give them a skip and look for new games in the style of that genre. I enjoy playing those types of strategic games, but obviously things like XCOM have been out for years. Battletech has been out for a couple of years now. And obviously doing something new works out better. Okay. So we're nearly done with this field. As soon as I've done this field, I'll drive up to the other field. Just do a quick check, see what it looks like. Because we bought it sight unseen. I had thought it only needed cultivating, but it turns out it actually needs ploughed. So that's going to take a little bit longer. Then we'll make a decision on what crop it needs. Okay, I'm going to run over here and finish that patch off. To correct that tapering path I did earlier. Well, no matter what, I've got to go back to the yard, because we have to prepare our third field before we can plant it, and this planter's not going to have any seed in it by the time we're done here. Possibly before we're done. I hope not. But the wheat is for chickens, the canola is for sale, and whatever we put in that third field will also be for sale. I don't have any grass handling equipment, so we won't be doing any mowing anytime soon. also don't have the price of a harvester, so we're going to have to make sure that we have enough money to rent one come fall. At least I don't think I do. I might have a cheap harvester on the list. Now, because of the weather today, we did lose power earlier on this evening for about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. So I'm kind of hoping the power stays up while I'm streaming. Actually, I'm kind of hoping the power stays up full stop, because with a foot of snow outside, I do not relish going to find a hotel because we have no power. I also don't relish having the house freeze up, because that's usually a bad thing. Although we're not supposed to get any more snowfall. I think it's supposed to be sunny on Thursday. Okay, I'm not sure that's a complete pass. I'll check in a minute. Okay, that's the wheat done. Near enough. Hopefully that's wide enough for this. Yeah, definitely looks it, although there is that little patch at the end of this bit over to the left. Okay, that's all done. Turn that off. A road here. I believe there's a road here. That does not appear to be a silage bunker. So one thing I've noticed with this map is the stuff on it, apart from the farm silo, doesn't seem to work. So there's a gas tank on the farm which doesn't dispense gas or diesel, and there's a couple of other things on and around the map that don't actually have any function. And this field here. Okay, this needs ploughing. Before previous it was fallow, it's cereal was previous. I think it was corn previously. Let's have a look.